know what I've been thinking about, Zig?
Yeah.
I've been actually thinking about getting a couple of moving emotes, or which, like, you know, like the GIF emotes or whatever they're called.
Oh, animated emotes.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, couldn't think of the name of them. Honestly, like, you know what I totally want to do with one of them.
What?
Like, I don't know how like this is gonna be. I don't know how possible or impossible it is to do with like the emotes, but I want to get like Scorch from Republic Commando, right? I want to get him with like his grenade launcher. Like, you know, the anti-armor attachment, I should say, right? And like that's it, like, you know, and like he fires, you know, he fires it and then cocks it. Like he fires it, right? He cocks it, fires it. There's an explosion. Like it wouldn't be extremely accurate to the actual weapon, but you get what I'm coming from, right? With that.
Yeah. I don't know how you're gonna do that in like, you know, like a little like animated emote thing, but
you never know. Like you'll be surprised. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like I want to get something like that, or I don't know what I would totally do for like an animated emote. Like I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, I can't actually. That's the thing. I can easily think of like a million fucking like simple, like one-off emotes, and then everything else is like a, you know, all the other shit is like a complete and utter blur. Because like, I'd go all out with like I'd try to go all out with like an animated emote. I guess it's like the best way to. It's like the best way to say that, really. But like, other than that, like I don't know. Other than like I said, Scorch with the anti-armor thing, right? I don't know what else I could do. It's not like we've had any like simple running jokes that could be turned into like an emote. Like, at least, like, an animated one, so to speak, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can see, like, the pony, like, popping out of your, skeleton thing, you know what I'm saying?
That is, you know what, that is really fucking true.
Yeah. Also, let me get close.
That'd be a good one though. I like that idea. The popping out of the chest.
Yeah.
It's like you know, it's like two frames of like and then he pops out and then it falls over. That'd be pretty cool. Like, is this the thing? Like, I that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know the extent of like these emotes, so. It's like, is it like gotta be like a specific number of frames? Does it have to be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I'd like to know before I make a purchase, and then I'm sitting with this thing in my, like, you know. That was a waste of my motorcycle.
Yep.
But yeah, no, like.
Oh no, my ship is being infiltrated.
Uh-oh.
Whatever shall I do? How about this?
The gun turret. Oh no. It's not like I can run past. It's not like I can run past them or anything. No, but like, yeah, like. It's like when you say animated emotes, I think like, you know, fully like little haha gifs, not like you know. Too little, like not like a 2-frame thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what it usually is most of the time, especially with like, you know, the females here on Twitch and shit, just being like little, like, you know.
Imagine, you know what? Imagine if Joel got like a an animated emote of the desktop stripper that he encountered. A two-frame gif of a woman having a seizure. Oh. Imagine that for a second. Would you bite on that emote?
I don't know, probably not.
Like, it's hard to say like what emotes like you'd budge for. It's like, honestly, never donate to a streamer for emotes. Let's just be real here, right? Like, I love a lot of emotes, right? But I don't have a lot of bread. I don't have a lot of bread, right? So that's the whole sort of thing. All my Monet goes into, you know, this for the most part, and like, you know, every like video, like all my Monet goes to video production, to action figure acquisitions. I don't have the cash to pay for like emotes, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're gonna give money to somebody, always do it for like, you know, if you enjoy their shit, that's basically it, you know what I mean? Never just do it for like, oh, I'm gonna get like oh man, this streamer I watch is ass, but he's got this cool emote. Streamer watches ass, but he's got this cool emote. I want to give him $1 for the emote. And then then it's basically like a subscription service for the emotes.
Yeah. Again, the emotes and shit are basically just like, you know, little add-ons and whatnot for like the content that you're watching like right now and shit.
Yeah. So that's the hardest part of trying to make an emote is I want to make emotes that make me happy.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like, you know.
But are you ever truly happy, Mary?
Like whenever I'm able to customize things, yes I am. When I'm not happy. This is why I don't like you know, stuff like Overwatch.
Yeah.
Oh, like they're so afraid that I'm gonna have like, they're so afraid of like people putting like porn skins on or whatever. I mean, not porn skins on, like porn sprays on or whatever the fuck they have to have loot boxes for sprays.
Oh.
Not again. It's ironic. It's ironic for fucking whatchamacallit. For something like, it's thankfully dead now because we got because Overwatch 2 is coming out and whatnot.
Whenever that's coming out.
But it's ironic though that a game that was trying to not have controversy got a lot of controversy just for trying to not start it in any sort of way. I swear I'm not bringing up Overwatch because I'm salty about it. It's like the only game that I know where you're not allowed to customize stuff with the shit. Just with stuff you get from like loot boxes in the game. I know like you can't, oh, you can only wear like specific items in like TF2 and whatnot. But at least your spray could be anything.
Yeah.
yeah, so today was just kind of like shitty.
Oh.
Well, other than like, only reason why is because I gotta go back to work tomorrow. I'm just like, it's like, you know what I mean? It sucks. That's basically it. The job I'm working for right now, I tried to escape from like a shitty situation, and I walked into another one. And it's not like slightly less shitty. It's worse, I'd argue, in some aspects. I'll give you this much, right? So I was not scheduled for Saturday until I just randomly was.
Oh.
I know I shouldn't be complaining about more hours and shit like that, but like, it is just like, no, you don't do that to somebody, because then what if they don't show up? What if they don't show up that day if they already know? Because sometimes people only check their fucking schedule once and then never again. What?
I said it's kind of shitty.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like no, like you know what I mean. So anyways, basically that's my problem. Where I'm like, you know what? I had a day planned out. I said, all right, you know what? I'll do that. And I don't want to start shit because number one, if I'm gonna get yelled at for something, I'm about ready to just fucking yell at the person. I don't really give a shit anymore. Most of the managers in the store aren't that great anyway. There's maybe about like 3 of them that are worth the salt. I don't know, maybe that fucking meme with like nobody wants to flip burgers anymore is in me right now. Why is there no, whatchamacallits? Why does nobody want to flip burgers anymore? Maybe that's hitting me now, I don't know. Maybe it's because, look, we have only, like, a limited time on the Earth. And we spend... Now, think about this, right? Why the fuck, right, in the prime of our lives, right, we're supposed to be, like, you know, wasting ourselves away. And then when we're old and essentially dying, and we can't really do much anymore, that's when we're supposed to be, like, you know, not doing anything. It's like, I don't know, dude. There's like some weird dichotomy here. It's like, I'd rather, like, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain. Sorry for getting, like, existential. But, yeah. It's just dark thoughts because I gotta go back to, like, a shitty job again. So, yeah, it's like, how are you feeling?
Okay for the most part.
Do you have any hopes for tomorrow?
Yeah. Why the hell shouldn't I?
Well, no, I'm talking like about immediately for tomorrow, not like the future, like as in tomorrow.
My point still stands.
True. No reason to be in such any dour moods, though. You know what I'm saying?
My friends need me.
But, you know, all in all, I'm doing alright. A friend of mine was streaming like the entire like Kevin Smith filmography and everything like that. So. Yeah.
I know I told you about my game idea that I come up with game ideas every so often.
Yeah. Like it's pretty cool. But I don't know. There just seems to I think there just needs to be some shit that needs to be fleshed out a bit more, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No,
But you know, that's something that we can talk about like later on, or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, it's always just like a spur of the moment type of thing where I'm just like, oh yeah, you know what, I like this, and I think I'm gonna run with that. It's simpler than like my other game ideas that involved like Lovecraftian type shit.
Yeah.
It's more so like, I wouldn't say subtle, but like, it's less, I would say it's like less hardware taxing. Because, like, I give you this much, right? Like, a lot of my other games take inspiration from Majora's Mask. So, trying to implement like a 3-day style cycle, but then do stuff like, you know, extreme stories and whatnot. Like, that's where I'm like, you know. I was explaining to somebody, like, the one where you have, like, a 3-day cycle to do something. But there's, like, a lot of characters, and they tried to hijack it, and I really am not appreciative of that shit. Or they're like, oh, like...
We try to hijack that shit, or...?
I'll just say it's a mutual. Hijack the idea and be like, do stuff with it that I'm like, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Basically, it involved like it involved like a sanity mechanic, and then like what would happen, like you'd have to like order stuff and hide money, and, like all sorts of shit.
That's so weird. Like I'm both puzzled by it, to be quite honest with you.
Like, alright, like, I'll tell you a bit more after the stream, this idea. Because, like I said, it's way, I can tell you this much, it's way too ambitious for, like, any form of, like, you know, upturning. Because of just, like, all that would go into it.
Yeah.
And I'd argue that that is like one of my most fleshed out. This is my most, the one that I'm talking about right now is like my most fleshed out idea. But it's way, I can tell you this much, it's way too ambitious for like a first project.
Yeah, that's something where it's like, that has to be like your like 4th or 5th like title or some shit like that.
Yeah. It's not even like my it's not even like my Star Wars replacer idea. I guess is the best way to put it. Where I'm just like, you know what? I said like, I'm gonna make my own Star Wars, but you know, not with like the blackjack
and hookers.
I've talked about that a few times. Like it lives on in short stories and crap like that, but I ultimately want it to be a game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ultimately want part of it to be a game, but I wouldn't mind like writing like short stories or like a novella about it. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm actually not opposed to the idea and whatnot, just so you can get your world building across and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But once again, that idea is so ambitious too. Because of all the shit that you got going into it. I don't want it to turn into Star Citizen. I would actually want to fulfill my promise to people. Like,
Yeah. Like, I know about Star Citizen, the whole fucking debacle with that.
yeah, I would want to fulfill my promise to people is the thing, like I said with that game, 'cause it's my idea. I want to see it I want to see it follow through rather than like watch it die for like the sake of cash.
Yeah.
Like, so my whole point on like the issue, right, is that like I've talked, like I said, I've talked about this with a few people, and thankfully nobody that we, you know, that certain mutual hasn't tried to whatchamacallit hijack it, or you know, when I'm talking about something. But like a lot of it is like multiple plays on like, you know, world, like sort of, I wouldn't say like science fiction like world and stuff like that. And it mostly takes from Star Wars and shit. But it's a bit more, I wouldn't say grounded in logic. There's just no Jedi and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Like, think about it like this, not like, think about it, there's nothing like a Jedi, it's more so just like the world, and that's basically it, right? Remove any form of like space magic or like, you know, the idea, and then get rid of like any form of like cliche science fiction element, like God is an alien, for an example, right? That's like the best way I could do it without like giving any spoilers away.
Yeah.
It's just like basically, like, here's another one. Think Star Control 2, but there's more action-oriented gameplay. And by that I mean, you know, you leave the ship, you're on the ground, and you're doing stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, I get that. That's easy to that's easy to like comprehend and shit.
Yeah. Like I said, I could talk to you more about it like afterwards, because you know we're not on stream, and I don't want to like give away. I don't want to. I don't want to like give my ideas free to people on, you know, like the ultimate ideas that I have, right?
Yeah, no, I understand that.
I'll give you
I'm
this.
the same way too, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. Because you never know who might be deciding to plagiarize something. It might get done that way, to be honest with you. You never know, but it might be done in a half-assed way. Like, you know, and it's honestly up there with like the video games that I see in my dreams and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I think I've had that conversation before where,
yeah, I remember.
like, I'd love to do like a freaking game and chat on that. Because, like, it's all the fake shit that exists in my, like, it's all the fake shit that my mind comes up with based off of everything that I do and everything that I am. And that's the part of me that I'm like, I want to get in touch with, because it's all my raw ideas come into form. And it's the reason why, for example, I download so many ROMs into some mods into something like Skyrim Zig. It's because it's like maybe I can half replicate it in like another game, and then use it as an example. Yeah. So maybe I can half replicate it in another video game, and then use that replication as an example of like the actual like thing, like a partial example.
Yeah.
Get it as close as possible before, like, you know, it's like 100% there. And you know what? I feel like that's like a healthy way of going about it. Like, it helps me take notes. It helps me make mental notes of stuff, because I'm awful at writing down like personal notes about it. I can tell you this much, most of my ideas are like 100% in my head right now. Even really stupid bad ideas that I never want to see, like...
What you did is unforgivable!
I have no use for forgiveness, especially from someone who puts my homeworld at risk for an... I offer you one final chance. Leave now.
No! You're dead!
So be it.
Oh, we're back to the ship. But yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, most of my even ideas that are like bad ideas that are just, you know. A thought or two I had while doing something else.
Yeah.
So that's like, you know, that's how I do my thinking. But yeah, otherwise, like I said, if you're not coming up with like things. Like, honestly, if you're not coming up with things and you're not letting your imagination, like, go, then... Actually, now I see why certain people are just really, like, hateful and spiteful about shit. I feel like they can't... I feel like certain people either can't create in that sort of sense, or they basically failed and convinced themselves that they can't do anything. So might as well try to tear other people down in the process. Which fucking sucks. Or they're lazy fucks who, or they're like actually creatively bankrupt lazy fucks who just, you know, want to easily make some cash with some stupid shit. And this brings me to a problem that I have with, like, something, right? It's like...
What's up?
You know, one problem I have with, like, a lot of, like, critic channels on YouTube is there seems to be an issue with lore, or, like, you know, deep world building and stuff like that, like, expanded universes and whatnot, right? Like, you see it watching somebody, like, fucking, what's his name? I can't think of his fucking name. The guy that's always accused of being a furry by everybody.
Sabersport?
Yeah. I can't think of Sabersport's name. Like, even he has, like, makes jokes at, like, expanded universe stuff, and I'm like, I never understood that. Like, I never understood, like, what is so weird about that? About giving a shit about your world enough that, you know, you want to, you know, have established lore, you want to have, like, an established world, everything like that. It's like, what's the taboo? That, and I'd say this, I'm weirdly cynical about things that, more about people than I am about, like, you know, the works of, like, fiction that I enjoy. Because it's honestly, like I said, honestly it's just kind of like people sometimes that, like, bring a sour mood to it versus, like, not, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, I've been on, like, I've been on a bit of a look at of certain things lately, and one of the things that bugs me is, like, alright, there was, like, alright, oh, somebody, alright, basically, you know that, like, alright, this has to do with, like, FNAF, right? You know that Fazbear fan initiative or whatever it was called that, like, Scott did or whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
One Night at Flumpy's 3 was a part of that and shit, right?
Uh-huh.
Basically, you know how like Jonachrome said he was kind of done with FNAF, and that's basically it, right? He didn't make a show about it. He just finished like One Night at Flumpy's 3, and then like you know, that's basically it, right? So the dev, like the developer behind like behind like FNAF Plus or whatever said this. He's like he basically threw like a hissy fit over security breach, right?
And for what reason?
Well, you wanna know the reason? I think actually, my personal thoughts by looking at his reaction.
Yeah.
Basically, he was probably looking for an out of the fan base anyway, and thought, if I throw a temper tantrum, this will be an easy out, versus like, you know, just trying to distance myself. I actually left a comment on a video that, like, talking about that sort of thing, and I said, like, look, it's one thing to act like Security Breach is, like, the worst game that's ever existed since the dawn of mankind or whatever, right? And it's another, you know, I mean, this is my comic that basically, like, yes, I like the game, but I think it could have been improved, you know what I'm saying? And it definitely reeks of, like, cut content all over the place. But if you're basically going to whine about this game, then you're part of the problem, not a solution. It's only going to exacerbate the issues, and eventually cause more problems in the long run. Basically, because, like I said, when you start hearing people, like I said, the guy's hissy fit basically started like a couple of people up, like, man, like OG FNAF was like the only time it was good when you're sitting behind a desk, and I'm just trying to imagine somebody being like, yeah, this is the best game ever. You're sitting behind a desk, you know what I mean? And I said, like, look, this is what series evolution happens, right? Where once you go to, it's like it happened with Resident Evil 4, where it goes to action-oriented gameplay. Once you go that direction, you can't go back. It's all about the presentation versus, like, you know, the gameplay of it in and of itself. When it comes to a series like this, it's like, somebody even said, like, I don't want to feel stupid for, like, responding to this guy and saying, like, you know, the fans might have been the reason why the game turned out the way it did. And I said to them, like, you don't have to feel stupid for saying that. It's like, it is possible to make a correlation between these things. But, you know what I mean? It is possible to make a correlation between those two things. It's just, like I said, you're probably not gonna get, like, you know, anywhere with OP. Because he's clearly like on this sort of, like I said, this bit of a tirade about, like, oh man, like OG, like the dev of FNAF Plus is right. OG FNAF is like the only good shit. And I'm like, and like you said, the funny part is that, like, it's inconsistent. He's like, he's already like, oh, it's dark, it's like edgy. FNAF 1 through like 4 was edgy. How so?
Like, you didn't really see anything that was, like, horribly grotesque or anything like that. Quite honest.
The best we got was, like, in Sister Location. There's, like, 2 hanged bodies. That's it. And you don't even see them. It's just, like, an outline.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like...
Yeah, I don't know what motherfuckers are on and shit.
Like I said, the guys, like, I'm telling you, it's just an easy out. You couldn't think of, like, you know, any sort of, like, you know, reason to... He couldn't find, like, a better way of, you know, he probably just doesn't want to finish the game, number one, so that he can get away from it faster. So, like I said, looking for an excuse. So, best way is to like I said, the best way is to probably scapegoat through, like, oh, I don't like the recent game, it made me angry. Honestly, I don't give a shit, you know what I mean?
I know.
Like, I'm talking about it yet. Talking about it is just, like you said, a discussion on the topic. More so, it's in line with the way people act over, like, you know, the way the one guy is acting. Like, you can do whatever you want, but if, like, the truth comes out about something, then, you know what? Whatever. I've just seen this happen in the past with, like, other things. Like, somebody throws a hissy fit, like, oh, I'm not a big fan of this anymore. Like, this one thing ruined it. But they were just kind of, like, trying to do that to save face and distance themselves from, like, from, like, the fan base, so that they were, like, trying to sort of, like, you know, do and whatnot. You know what I mean? Which, like I said, don't gotta be a problem with that. There's just, like I said, there's better ways of going about it and not leaving people disappointed.
Yeah.
That's why I said in my comment, like, that's why I said in my comment, is I was responding to another person.
In your face. I'll be taking that Kingdom Stone now.
I'd like to see you try.
Because I said in the comment that, like, I was talking to, like, I commented on somebody, I commented replying to somebody else, because they responded to the OP comment in, like, the video that was talking about it, right? Basically the one that started going, like, oh man, OG FNAF was, like, the best, and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so I said to the guy, I said, like, because he was the one pointing out series progression, and I said, yeah, that is true. Like I said, that is true, and I was like, you know what I mean? And I said in my comment specifically, if you want to see somebody respectfully leave, you look at Jonachrome. He didn't try to start shit, didn't complain about whatever. He said he was basically, like, done with the series after the 4th game, which is fair. Which is fair, honest, and you know what? Like I said, good on him. He doesn't want to do, like, FNAF-related shit anymore. He wants to do other stuff. He didn't throw a hissy fit on it. And he actually finished his fan game. Which was, like, you know what I mean, the nice part.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically people are more worried that a game's not gonna come out. And, like I said, people are more worried that the game's not going to come out rather than focus on, like, you know, maybe trying to, like, you know, think and, like, not learn from the situation that might have caused the recent game to not be that good, if, like, that's the perceived thing about it, you know what I mean? As I said, critically whining is not going to do anything but, you know,
Yeah.
it's not going to do anything but help. I even said this. I said, like, look, I'm in the camp. I said, I'm in the camp. I like the game. I think it could be improved. But, like I said, there's hope of, like, X thing. Like, talking about how the game can be improved, but not whining about why the game is bad or why the game is not that great is not going to help. I said, like, for example, I think, like, the best thing they could do is maybe do, like, an update that would be a director's cut for FNAF Security Breach. Where they add all the cut dialogue, you know, re-record voice lines, fix the glitches with, like, you know, what's her face? Because guess what was found out recently?
What?
That what's her name? Vanny was supposed to appear more in the game, but due to a bug, she doesn't. So hold on, I have to say this. Ramos, haha, I was right. They were going to have her more in the game. Sorry, I had to be petty for 1 second there.
Okay.
No, but like, seriously though, the irony, like I said, the irony is that, like, rather than, like I said, people don't focus on that. They focus on, like, the now, rather than, like, at least or something like that. And I said this: nobody has patience. If somebody's getting upset with somebody else over, like, saying, like, you know, whatever. It's their lack of patience that caused something, like I said. And most people don't have that anymore. Especially considering that the game was developed in a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah. I can see why certain things didn't turn out the way they did, or why they had to hastily, like, you know, do things if they wanted to appease the rabid fan base that, you know, was kind of pushing them to release the game earlier and earlier and earlier, and not have so many delays. Which would have resulted in most of the cuts. It's kind of like, actually, you know what's funny about that, right? You know another game that suffered the same sort of fate as FNAF Security Breach?
What?
Resident Evil 3 makes, believe it or not.
Because they kept trying to rush like the game into like, you know, it being on time or some shit like that, or just like they cut a lot of shit with just like some clashes between, you know, direction and everything like that. Or
Other than like infighting between the dev house and the art team and everything like that, right? You want to know what else apparently doomed the game? I shit you not. So, alright. It was found that, like, Carlos's speech when he's walking with Jill to, like, the cable car, right? It turns out that that speech is actually pretty long, right?
yeah.
And it was supposed to last, like, a decent bit. But by the time, like, the time it takes to walk from when Carlos first appears, like, and they stop Nemesis and they close off the thing, right? And, like, you know, they're walking to the cable car and he's explaining shit. You can actually get there before the dialogue finishes. And what turned out was that Jill and Carlos were supposed to be going to the police station in the beginning, right? And then have Nemesis appear and cause, like, the broken wall that's in the police station in the Resident Evil 2 remake, right?
Yeah.
But you want to know what happened?
Let's try again.
I don't know if this was executive meddling or like the design team and dev team doing shit. But I shit you not. Guess what it was surmised. They didn't want to turn away the fucking male audience. So they basically said, "All right, we gotta cut Jill out of like certain parts."
Alright. That sounds really fucking stupid. That was the fucking case, and I don't know. I don't really buy into that, to be quite honest with you.
Like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know because I saw like a video on the cut content. And that was like the main talking point about, that was like one of the talking points about that segment. And I honestly wouldn't find it hard to believe. So apparently they wanted to give like Tyrell more screen time because of like a male audience perspective. And I'm like, I literally like winced my eye. I'm like, what?
I find that weird though, to be quite honest. Honestly, you know, I think the fans would want to see more of Jill rather than, you know, Tyrell, to be quite honest with you. You know,
Yeah.
Jill fucking Valentine, she's an iconic character. And,
It's why, like,
you know what I mean?
yeah. And remember, Tyrell in the original remake, he doesn't even get a speaking role. He, like, blows himself up with a grenade to try to kill, Nikolai. Yeah. He's just, you know, he's there to be a part of the UBCS team, and that's basically it. So,
like I'm not opposed to giving the character, like, depth and shit, but if it means, like, you know... Where am I going with this?
like I said, ain't nothing wrong with giving a character more screen time and more character. But like, if they, like I said, if what the video says was true, because I don't know where they got the information from, then there's something really stupid going on at like Capcom with like how they want to present their games? Question mark? I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm a bit fucking skeptical about like where they got like that information.
And then the other thing that it turns out is that Nemesis's AI, right, works better in maps that are more open. And almost all the times he appears in games, it's always in a linear segment, whereas AI can't do shit.
Right.
And apparently, like, they were looking at, like, so they reused a lot of, like, they reused some of the streets from, like, Resident Evil 2 Remake, right? Mm-hmm. And they were playing around with stuff, and it turns out the maps were supposed to be way larger than originally, than, like, you know, the game had them. So, once again, some weird meddling is going on where I don't know why they. You're like, I really don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, and the weird thing is, like, the same could be said about, like, Resident Evil 8, where I love the game to death, but I think it could be, like, much better too. Like, more segments in the village before everything goes to shit, you know what I mean? Rather than, like, it being 5 seconds. You meet the villagers, and then they all die almost immediately, you know what I'm talking about? Is basically, like, my point. Other than that, like I said, the game is fine, and being able to return to areas that you know, finished. Because, seriously, getting locked out of the castle because of reasons was kind of stupid. Like, getting locked out of the castle after you kill Lady Dimitrescu. Just have more enemies inside the castle at that point, you know what I mean? Have the Lycans take it up, tear it apart, you know what I mean? That's how you like, you know, do progression of worlds and stuff like that. But yeah, like the remake though, that's like a great game to discuss, like why you don't do why you should never do a lot of things. Why, like, the most simplest changes could cause, like, such a very drastic, like, turn of events.
Yeah.
Like, hell, even they reuse, they reuse so many fucking assets from Resident Evil 2, though. Like, it's not even, like, cool. And, like, I'd say the damnedest sin that they did.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of having, like, a regenerating enemy, because, like, that's what modern Resident Evil is known for, apparently, nowadays. Rather than, like, you know, have Nemesis be your main fucking, you know, enemy through this in a more accurate game. They reused a non-canon zombie variant from the Ghost Survivors, like, DLC from Resident Evil 2 Remake. Like, I'm never gonna play like 3 on like stream. I'm gonna tell you that much. I'm never gonna promote that game.
Okay.
That game is so fucking ass. Now I actually wonder. Do you think that Resident Evil 4 Remake was a load of bullshit? Considering that, like, Resident Evil 4 VR came out, and maybe that was, like, the big Resident Evil 4 thing that they were talking about?
Nah. I've heard some rumor that, you know... apparently one of the voice actors in the Resident Evil 4 Remake, leaked some shit.
Really?
My friends need me.
But I'm not really sure, like, whether or not, if this was, like, you know, the case or not.
Yeah.
Because... it is, like, one of those things where it's just, like, you know, it's one of those things where you do have to take it with a grain of salt and whatnot.
So it's basically like he said, she said type shit?
Yeah.
Fair, fair. Like,
But if that was the case, then, you know, like, holy shit.
yeah.
But as far as I know, there is going to be a Resident Evil 4 remake and whatnot.
So what was the information that got quote-unquote leaked?
Just like a model of, like, one of the characters and shit. In a certain, like, segment and whatnot, you know, if you know what I mean.
A Ganado?
No, not a Ganado. It's just a model of, like, one of the characters in the game.
Oh.
Specifically Albert Wesker.
Oh. I wonder if he's gonna play a bigger role in the remake. It's kind of like, you know what, it's kind of like... Alright, let me be honest here, right? We're done with Wesker.
Yeah.
Let me be clear here, right? Resident Evil 5 was the end of Wesker. The last Wesker child that was known to, like, have lived, Alex Wesker, died in Revelations 2.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're done with Albert Wesker. He's dead. You know what I mean? Like like he didn't even win at his mutation with Ouroboros.
Yeah.
He wasn't even like the member. He wasn't even the member of like the supposed genetic lottery that was supposed to give you like superhuman powers and shit. He failed that because it wouldn't fucking like, you know, perfectly fuse with him. And then he got decapitated by a rocket launcher. Wesker's dead. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's case in point, right?
Yeah. Also, I think there's not really that much that you can do with Wesker, like, at this point in time, or anything like that.
Yeah, it's
You
so
know what I
far,
mean?
it's so far beyond, like, you know, his level of, like, importance at this point.
Yeah.
Like, alright. Capcom, Resident Evil, I'm gonna say this now, will not officially die until it pulls some bullshit out their ass and say that Wesker's alive again somehow. As long as they keep up, like, a good work and not pull a Resident Evil 6 2, then we're fine. If they pull up, you know, like a Resident Evil 6 2 where everything is inconsistent, it's just, you know, at that point then there's going to be good Resident Evil games and bad Resident Evil games. You know what I mean? That's basically the case in point. And once again, going back with people who overreact, it's like people overreact to every little tiny thing. You know, it's a good, you know, like Resident Evil Survivor is actually a pretty decent game. That gets like flack because, you know, it was an experimental title and essentially the first of its kind. In the series, which actually did get better as it went on. Because whatchamacallit, Resident Evil Dead Aim, my favorite of the PS2 ones, right? Wait. Final Dreadnought Speedrunner. There's no way I beat that, like, this short amount of time.
You did it in 25 minutes, Marek.
I think something glitched out. I don't think I should have gotten that.
Yeah.
She's alive! I'm sorry.
You weren't yourself. It's okay. It's okay. I couldn't save it. I couldn't even stop him from getting away.
Don't beat yourself up. Brevin didn't get the stone, and his army was destroyed with his ship. Thanks to you, our mission is complete.
But at what cost? How are we going to survive without any more energy?
Lilac, you might want to look up.
It's not destroyed? It must have changed form!
Call me impressed.
An opportunity has fallen to our world. We now realize that the Kingdom Stone was never fading, but changing in ways that were transparent to us in our lust for power and prestige. The wind carries its eternal glow to the furthest reaches of our lands, and former enemies extend their hands to one another, acknowledging the error of their ways. Creatures, both mutant and metal, still ravage the landscape, and it will be some time before we can dispose of them once and for all. Perhaps most troubling of all is that Lord Brevin, the monster who threw our world into chaos, is nowhere to be found. There is still much work to be done. We are not completely out of danger, but my people and I will rest easy tonight, knowing that the bravery and sacrifice of a select few have given our world another chance.
I never got to properly thank you all for helping me.
Hey, we're buds. That's what buddies do.
Well, on behalf of the Coalition of Planets, you'll have our sincerest gratitude.
Just come here, you.
Thank you.
So, I guess this is it, huh?
I'm gonna miss you. Me too.
Well, who knows? I could be coming back sooner than you think. Until then, just take care of yourselves. The world needs you.
See you around, spaceman!
Goodbye, Torque. Bye, Torque.
See you soon!
Freedom Planet 3 in space. Nah, but like, what was I saying? So yeah, like my favorite PS2 Resident Evil game, Resident Evil Dead Aim, was also a light gun Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Similar to, whatchamacallit.
Survive.
Yeah, Survivor. But you wanna know how it does atmosphere?
Hey, you. Thanks for playing. You're the coolest.
Thank you, Carol.
Impossible!
The way you explore around is in third person, right? But you fight in first person.
Yeah.
And it's got good atmospheric music. Decent characters, you know what I mean? Like,
Imposter indication software detected.
May the
lot of
winds
stuff.
of time carry you for eternity.
there's a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? There's like a lot of stuff in it going on and on and on for it, really. But yeah, like, it was basically it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hell, like, like I said, it's obvious that stuff like this would definitely happen in horror game communities because horror is the one of the most subjective things on the fucking planet. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Can we actually start? Can we actually play through Milla's story, or will I stop?
Let's find out.
Or will I get annoyed at the first level and stop? Deja vu. Oh, did you see, Scribba's, Sonic piece in the art section on the Discord?
Oh yeah, I did.
I honestly swear I saw that before, and I'm like, it was weird. I probably had another premonition type thing again. I get like weird premonition dreams, and it's like,
yeah, I've had those before too and shit.
and like, people try to chalk that up to like, oh, you're usually in this situation, so it's like, why would you, that's why it happens. And I'm like, once again, that's that's like way too, it's like way too perfect to be like, to be like in the situation, like sometimes it's like way too perfect to fully be like, just a coincidence that you're always in the situation, so your mind will make up like a thing. It's like, why does it play out almost exactly like it does in the dream is the weirder part too.
Yeah.
Like I said, nothing wrong with being skeptical on like certain things, but sometimes, like I said, our fucking universe is a strange universe, dude. It wouldn't surprise me if psychic powers were real.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would sometimes explain why certain people end up like, could probably end up suffering like certain afflictions that like, not everybody can potentially get. And I'm not talking about like, something like that. I'm talking about like, more, whatchamacallit, like, it's weird, basically. Like, alright, apparently you know how in Earthbound you get, like, extremely sick when you learn, like, a new psychic ability?
Yeah.
Maybe that's how, like, like I said, people are more ascertainable to certain things when they're even, like, healthy or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like, somebody will get like a nosebleed or whatever, like, and they, and they generally aren't in like any form of like bad health or anything like that.
Oh, I've known people who've gotten nosebleeds just because, it was like, very like, dry out and shit.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about like, it just happens, not because it's like dry, not because it's just like you just randomly get one and you have like no other like medical issues that can ascertain to that.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, like there are things that are kind of associated with it, you know what I mean? So, it's like I said, it's just interesting to think about. Like I said, we live in like a weird fucking universe. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with skepticism. Just don't try to put other people down unless they're doing like harmful shit to like others and whatnot. Like that's the important part. It's like, oh, it's fine if somebody does like tarot and likes to like, think it would help them and whatnot. Belief ain't such a bad thing. It's just that certain people tend to use belief as a weapon. Oh, how I know that too well.
Yeah.
It's like Captain Cutler, but as a caterpillar that spits out slime.
Huh.
Oh, you're right, she throws the thingies. But yeah, no, like... Yeah, like... It's interesting to think about, though, but yeah. Otherwise, like... in general, there is just, you know...
Yeah.
Like I said, I've seen stuff, so I do get, like, a lot of deja vu events from, like, you know...
Uh-huh.
Oh, I've seen that. I feel like I've seen that before. Funnily enough with the deja vu here. Then again, like... And again, whenever I talk on a fucking forum about video games, I always get deja vus, and I always have a deja vu event and a lot of eye rolls. How dare he be different? What, my way of life ain't good enough for him? I'm your inner frat boy, Zig.
Get out of my head. I want nothing to do with you, my inner frat boy. I'll be right back.
Frats exist. They do exist. I wonder if you're psychic. Can you communicate with your inner frat boy? Or does he only show up when you need him the least? He's the opposite of a helpful conscience. He's like the negative consequence of eating a burrito. Oh yeah, just like Mario 2. Oh yeah, right, it was only a 2-hit boss. I never really noticed Milla's health until I looked it up for myself. So she has only 4 heart pieces. So whatever.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Zig.
Thank you, it's great to be back.
Yeah. But yeah, like, no, like, you know what I mean? It's just fun stuff to think about. Ain't harming nobody. Ain't no slippery slope here. Just trying to have a good old time. I feel like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking, Zig, I wonder if you're psychic, could you communicate with your inner frat boy?
I think you could.
Or is he like, you know, your negative Jiminy Cricket? He's the opposite conscience?
He's like the, I don't know. Maybe. I guess.
I wonder if he's
You
like
know,
the...
I think it's like, you know, he's like the little Jeremy in your head that goes...
It is true
I have a
that
problem, Eric.
fighting outside of a hockey rink is wrong, Zig.
Yes.
But he's imaginary, so do what you gotta do.
Listen, Merrick, I've been in too many fucking fights at the Wendy's parking lot as it is already and shit. You know? There's a reason why I'm on, like, you know, 40 different compilation videos of, like, dad fights and whatnot. It's seriously not fun. It's seriously not a fun, you know, endeavor. You know, don't go down the...
Why do you get into fights at the Wendy's parking lot?
Let's just say it involves some really dumb shit.
I wouldn't expect Wendy's to be like that low brow that there'd be fights in their parking lot all the time. I guess they don't have standards, but what do I know?
What do I care?
Uh-oh, there's been a mix-up at the cookie factory.
Comes out of the cookie shop, really possible to tell me delicious treats.
And the chocolate chips are blue. Once again, that commercial is so fun. And what's funny about that Zig, right? Is I was thinking about that when I was at work Saturday, right? When I was in the shift. And you know what happened?
What happened?
I found a Captain Crunch box that was selling that was like,
oops, all berries?
Yeah, and that was my first thought when I saw that. I'm like, plums of the cookie.
It kind of reminds me of like the fucking like. Do you remember like Oreos?
Yeah, you mean like the ones that they just sell as like chocolate with vanilla Oreos now?
Yeah.
It's like, they sell them as I think fudge Oreo.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It just kind of reminds me of that.
You don't see those anymore. It's just another product now.
Yeah. Like, you know, comes with a cookie chef doesn't like pop a boner into these yummy delicious treats anymore, you know. I don't know what's going on with this.
It's just that it's like you don't see stuff like this anymore.
Yeah.
Because not for any sort of like, it's still there, but they don't market it as that anymore because there's no creativity in, like, you know, the way the companies do anything. Now it's just like, you know the beginning of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. You know she'd like to meet him. He'd like to meet him, or whatever the fuck, right? The way the guy says. It's like the companies, you know they'd want your money. They know you want they want your money.
Yeah.
They know they want your money. You know they want your money. It's like, you know she'd like to meet him. You know he'd like to meet, you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah.
There's no, like I said, there's no, like, trying anymore. It's like, there's really no, like, I talked about the Hydrox thing where, like, you know what I mean, I find the...
Yeah, we've discussed that before and everything.
Yeah, where I'm like, there really is no, like, oh my god, the fucking lives Milla's lives are so adorable.
Yeah.
Guess what I got, Mr. Stumpy? The secret ingredient for my super feather potion. I'll fly real high in the clouds so I can find my mommy and daddy, and we'll all live happily ever after, like in the stories.
Look at Mr. Stumpy. He's the best character in the game.
Doesn't that sound
Mr.
great?
Stumpy's like, I will bring nothing destruction to you all.
You're so funny when you don't say anything.
See? Kill, Milla! Kill in the name of Mr. Stumpy!
A dragon? I've always wanted to meet a dragon!
And there she goes.
There she goes from heaven. There she goes out in the clouds.
Yeah, fly like an eagle. But yeah, no, like, but yeah, companies don't have to try anymore to try to get your cash. There's no competition for Oreos, really. Yeah, Hydroxes are a thing, but they're not, like, in stores and shit.
Yeah.
And honestly, I barely see people buy, like, store brand shit. So, it really is Nerf or nothing for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that's like...
this actually does remind me of something, since we were talking about like, Oreos and just, like, all that weird, like, experimental shit. Remember when Chips Ahoy did their own, like, sandwich cookie thing, where it was just, like, they took two Chips Ahoys and whatnot, and they put, like, cream filling in the middle and whatnot?
I don't remember that.
Oh, they had that for a while and shit. And they also had, like, this, commercial where it was, like, it would go, like, the two Chips Ahoy were, like, they were on a bus and whatnot, and there was, like, this cream filling. The two Chips Ahoy cookie would, get on the bus. And,
I
like,
now remember this.
It's like, I'm squeezed in the middle, smack dab in the middle, squeezed in the middle.
Yes, I remember this now.
Yeah.
I needed a refresher. Yeah, but yeah, like, the stuff like that, though, it's like, you know what, I'm about to ruin it for you. You wanna know why, Zig? You know who owns Chips Ahoy?
Nabisco.
Nabisco. You know who owns Oreo?
Nabisco.
Yeah. They don't have to make those anymore because there's no competition.
Yeah, I know.
Those are probably good, too. Very unhealthy and sugary, but probably delicious.
Yeah.
And then they take a bite of your creamy filling. Ouch. You want...
Yes! You want some pancakes?
I'll be back.
Weapons!
And people say the dub is bad.
Okay. I actually have a really cool idea.
What's up?
A live-action adaptation of Dexter's Lab, but Dexter is played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
DD, get out of my
laboratory!
No! I think we're both on the same page with the now part.
Yeah.
Who plays Dee?
That's a good question.
Alright, so who plays Dexter's mom?
That one fucking model I keep seeing on Twitter. You know the one. If anyone knows who I'm talking about, you know the fucking you know the fucking lady that I'm talking about. Cause she got it going on. She kind of built like her too. I want her to play Dexter's mom and shit.
Subtle, not subtle. Subtle! No. Alright. Who do we get to play Dexter's dad?
We actually get Jeff Bennett to, put on like a blonde wig and everything like that. And just go out into the street to like an oncoming ice cream truck and be like, hey, I got some money.
That comment I made on that fucking video has got a lot of, likes, is the funny part. Because I had to point out, he was willing to run out in fucking traffic for ice cream. Hey, I got some money. Whoa, this ain't a... Is this the, den?
Yeah.
The amount, I'm surprised, I really am surprised, like, Dexter's family has not found the lab yet, after all this time. I should have to think about it. Yeah. Remember Johnny Test?
How can I not forget about Johnny Test? Like, you know, not saying like it's of like any like, you know, good quality or anything like that, but you know.
But you remember how like the lab wasn't secret in that? It's like
it wasn't even a secret in like fucking Jimmy Neutron or some shit. Like his parents knew.
Yeah, because they know they fucking raised a genius. Well, that's how you know Jimmy Neutron wasn't like a knockoff of like a ripoff of Dexter's lab.
Yeah.
It was just being its own fucking thing. Like, and I wouldn't even say like Dexter's dad or you know, Hugh Neutron are like idiot dads in the trope. They're just, you know.
Yeah.
They're just fathers. Well, like, there's no doubt that there's no doubt that Hugh is not like, you know, estúpido.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt in that sort of mind. But the thing is that like, he's not stupid to a detriment. He's very he's fucking Hugh Neutron. Y'all don't shit on Hugh Neutron.
I would fucking shank a bitch for anybody who would like, you know, disrespect, you know, our boy Hugh. You know what I'm saying?
They'll never replace the ones I love. I will live. They'll never replace. They'll never replace the ones I love.
No, either.
Carl.
No, Weezer?
Hugh, where is the...
Where's my money, Weezer?
I honestly wonder what, like... what possessed the writers to make him obsessed with ducks.
They thought, you know, it would be a quirky dad trope sort of thing. You know what I'm saying?
He loves them ducks. I love how it's not a thing that they ever forget to. It's always brought up when possible. It's like, remember the episode where he has the ventriloquist dummy, right?
Yeah.
And like, it's basically every like creepy like ventriloquist story ever, right? But by the same art, like they still solve the plot with the duck stuff.
Yeah.
Look at all the duckies! From like, because remember, he was absorbing his father's like energy and shit like that. So of course he's going to be like, you know, absorbing all of like the duck love energy.
The big duck energy.
Yes. Also, the term duck love does not sound right.
I know.
But the problem is that it's a true statement.
Yeah.
Like, if it not true, like if it wasn't true, I'd be wrong.
But you weren't wrong.
Yeah, and that's what makes it hurt even more. Plus, the best, obviously one of the best jokes is that looks like we're going after a buck. No, it's $1.50.
We're having kombucha tonight, boys.
Ugh, glug, yeah. Ugh, glug, yeah. Ooh, caribou. That was a fucking season. That was like a fucking banger. Season 1 episode. Or joke, I should say. They like you know what's the thing is it's like Jimmy's a boy genius that lives in a world of like eccentrics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes it so good. Because like most of the time, like in a show like that, you know, the character like Jimmy would be the only one who's like, you know, would be the only one who's like got like any form of like, you know, of like eccentricity. Like, oh, he's got like an no, he's just a regular kid with a genius intellect, but the world around him is insane. Like, remember the one with like the lake monster? And then it turned out that Hugh was just dumping nuclear waste in the lake from Jimmy's lab.
Yeah. You know, at least he was being, you know, he was being like a good parent. He was being like, you know, might as well like try to clean up my fucking son's shit and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like.
Albeit it was in a very whatchamacallit manner and shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's like that wouldn't
kind of questionable ethics right there and shit. You know, just dumping it in like, you know, and just like, you know, a lake and shit like that. But still.
Yeah, like that wouldn't happen in something like Johnny Test, I guess. Johnny
Testicles.
Like not like. Honestly, when I think about it, like Johnny Test's parents are like borderline, not abusive, but like they're neglectful.
Yeah, I can see
like
that.
the dad cares more about cleaning than the well-being of his the dad cares more about cleaning than the well-being of his children. Cleaning and fucking like grounding the children more than the well-being of the children. And like the mom is always at work.
Yeah.
Haha, you get it. It's the opposite of like the tropes, guys. We're doing the opposite. So she's neglectful and just not being there half the time. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just very weird. Hugh gives a shit. Hugh gives a shit.
Yeah.
If not like too much to the point where yes, let me
At least he was it, you know, he was like, you know, when Jimmy made that stupid, you know, sick patch, at least he was like, you know what, I don't want his brain to rot and shit, so I'm gonna homeschool him and whatnot while this is going on.
Yes. Not even that, Zig, you know what else? Hugh did it without a radiation suit. The man's got fucking balls.
Well, everyone knows that Hugh Neutron is like secretly, you know, immortal and shit. You know what I mean? Like nothing can kill Hugh Neutron. It's scientific fact, Marek. Come on.
Remember, the genius gene comes from Hugh's side of the family. Because, like, remember what happened with,
Yeah, I remember with, baby Huey.
Yeah. Cousin Gomer and everybody. It's like, you either have, like, a genius gene or you're extremely eccentric. That's what it seems to be.
Yeah.
That's like that, so it's like Jimmy's dad has the eccentricity, but Jimmy has, like, you know, the intellect. It's interesting to look. It's interesting to look at in that sort of aspect. Brings a lot more things into perspective. And then you remember we're talking about like Jimmy Neutron, where they had a Quentin Tarantino parody. That turned out to be Finbar Calamitous.
Yeah.
I wonder if Quentin Tarantino is secretly a supervillain too.
Huh.
What do you think, Zick?
I'm not gonna comment on that one. I like the man's work.
Quentin Smithy. This is...
This is kind of easy now with Milla and shit. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, she has low health, but she throws things. I gave her the projectile weapon. Whee! Honestly, one of my favorite characters is she.
Yeah.
All right, you know the problem. You know the problem with Planet Sheen.
Yeah.
It's that they didn't make Sheen Sheen. He's just an idiot in that show. Because you know the main character of every animated sitcom has to be a dumbass. Like like I said, everybody complained about Planet Sheen. No, it's not that he's a comic relief character, it's that he's not Sheen. They didn't write Sheen, they wrote an idiot. Like, there's the problem. Too many toasters.
You know what they say?
Also, weirdly enough, all of like the aliens on that planet do feel like attacking the power of Juju rejects.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, there is no, like, all right. You know what the weird thing about like Jimmy Neutron was? Is that it had consistency with the aliens and shit.
Yeah.
And that like there were like races, like, you know what I mean, there were like actual races and stuff like that, right? And like you go to planet Xenu, which is named after the Scientology guy, right?
Yeah.
And like all of the aliens are like, you know, these random cartoon aliens. Like I said, they're rejects from like early 2000s alien shows and shit.
Like I'm even surprised that not once we didn't get like a fucking what were the names of the aliens from like the first movie and shit?
The Yokians.
Yeah, the Yokians.
I can't break it. Don't worry about me. Keep going. But I'll do it. How did I? I'm over here. You made it out.
Your ear!
It's just a scratch. I'm fine.
Well, we better find Torque and get home so I can patch it up.
Well, this stinks. How are we gonna get more money?
We'll think of something. What I really want to know is why Spade is working for Mayor Zhao.
Buttloads of cash?
Well, Zhao might know something about the assassination, but that still doesn't explain what he needs the stone for. I have a bad feeling about all this. What?
Someone's following us.
What do you mean?
Wait. Someone with a shield pulled me out of the cave. It must have been her. Sorry about pouncing on ya. Hello? I'm sorry?
Don't be scared. I promise we'll keep you safe.
Are you a dragon?
Yeah.
Can I touch your hair?
Huh?
Oh, okay, never mind.
no, it's okay. I was just surprised is all. Go ahead. I won't hurt you.
It's like a rope.
Yeah,
Maybe we can be friends.
sure.
I'm Milla. What's your name?
Lilac.
That's a pretty name.
Thanks. This is my friend Carol.
Hi. So, thanks for saving me back there. I was playing over here, and then those people came. I'll say.
You can come to our secret hideout.
Really?
Yeah, nobody knows where it is except us.
That sounds like fun.
Kingdom Stone has been taken! Your Excellency!
By who?
Mayor Zhao. His pilgrimage to the temple was a cover-up.
This is troubling. Zhao may be a buffoon, but I never believed he was capable of this.
A pair of youngsters warned us about the attack. I refuse to listen. I have failed you, Magister.
Don't be hard on yourself, General. I would have been just as skeptical. Tell me, who was it that issued this warning?
Something doesn't smell right.
Well, sorry.
You never smell right. I'm referring to those kids. They know something about this. We have to find them.
Hey, Lilac. How come Dork doesn't want to hang out with us?
He said he had some work to do.
He's probably just scared of getting cooties. Cooties?
Destroy it? You can't be serious.
I'll only destroy it if I have no other choice. I swore to my captain on his dying breath that I would not let Brevin get that stone.
I'm sorry about your captain, but you can't destroy it. In fact, you won't even have to think about it, because I'm going to help you get it back. I don't care how dangerous it is. It's going to take a lot more than robots and aliens to slow a dragon down.
If she's gonna go for it, then I am too. If we can beat up a giant praying mantis thing together, then who knows what else we can do. I wanna come too.
I guess we could let you save Carol's life a few more times.
Hey. Yay!
So the three of you are really gonna help me stop him?
Say no more, Team Lilac's got your back. We'll talk about the name later, okay?
I'd be lying if I said I was comfortable with this, but I honestly could use your help. You all know this world better than I do.
So, it's official, right?
More or less. Welcome aboard, ladies.
Yeah! Awesome! Wonderful!
Good evening, sir. It may interest you to know that the location of the artifact has shifted.
Where?
It's moving toward a densely populated region to the east.
This could work to our advantage. Get me the king's son. Where do your duties lie, Prince?
It is my duty to protect my father's kingdom.
You would sacrifice your very life for the good of this kingdom, wouldn't you?
Yes.
And you would crush all those who threaten its safety.
We must protect it at all costs.
Exactly. The one you call Zhao has taken something very precious. Something that could put your kingdom at risk. You're not going to let him keep it, are you?
Revenge is upon us, my fellow kin. We have confirmed who is responsible for the death of our king. Zhao of Shangmu. His plans to steal our kingdom stone must be stopped. Deploy our Sky Battalion.
Hey, up and at 'em. We've got adventuring to do.
Oh, 5 more minutes. Good morning, Carol.
I was wondering when you'd be awake.
You can blame Carol for that. She sleeps for like half a day.
Totally worth it.
Well, anyway, I got a call from that big panda guy I told you about. He's gonna help us.
When is he coming?
Actually, we have to go meet him. He'll be waiting for us north of here.
Perfect. I fixed my radar last night so we can use it to find the meeting point.
Great! Ready, girls?
Aye, aye, Captain. To adventure!
According to the radar, we seem to be at the right location.
I think it's a little off. This way!
She's got a good nose.
I'll say.
Allow me to properly introduce myself. I am General Gong of Shang-Tu.
It's an honor, General.
The Royal Magister has a proposal. We'd like you to help us get the stone back. It's in the greedy little hands of Mayor Zhao in our neighbor city, Shangmu.
Why do you need our help? Don't you have soldiers and spies and stuff?
We want to try and resolve this thing peacefully if we can, so we're sending a neutral party to negotiate. Given the current state of affairs in Shuigang, they're out of the picture.
So you need us to fly to Shangmu and convince Zhao to give the stone back.
Precisely.
Let's give it a shot.
Right. I assume we'll be taking one of these planes.
Uh-huh. You do know how to fly it.
Of course I do.
Good. When you get there, head straight for the city hall.
Yes, sir.
Hope you're not afraid of heights.
I'll be okay.
You just had to follow me here, didn't you?
How did you know we were coming?
You seemed pretty determined to get that stone back.
So you're the thief Lilac was talking about.
I've been called worse.
Where is it?
I've already finished the job. It's time for my brother to play his hand.
Your brother?
Prince Dale of Shuigang.
Really?
When he finds the man who murdered our father, there will be no mercy for the kingdom responsible.
We know who's responsible.
Nice try.
Will you just hold on a minute and let us explain?
What, so you can throw me off again with your lies? Thanks, but I've had enough.
Everyone, split up! We'll cut him off with a huge shopping mall over there.
Okay.
Yay. What was he saying about you, Neutron? Because the conversation was there. And I bet my...
We did talk about, like, Planet Sheen.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, right, the Planet Sheen thing.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm surprised that they didn't even, like, mention the Yokians or, like, do, like, some sort of thing with them at least, you know, once and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then it's like, they named the planet after, like, the Scientology alien. And I'm like, why? Weirdly enough, I had an English professor who really liked Planet Sheen for some reason. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I think that's really, response that you're really good at. That's like the only, like, fair response. It's like, okay. Like, you know, it's whatever.
Yeah. It's like, what am I gonna do? Attack somebody for liking a show?
Yeah.
I think it's, you know, I mean, like, it's like, the thing is that, like, somebody's like, oh, they're trying to make, like, a, Jimmy and Neutron, but without Jimmy Neutron. And it's like, but it's not that. It's nowhere near Jimmy Neutron. Like, Sheen doesn't even bring up Ultra Lord once, from my knowledge.
He did. Where it's like, you know...
but it's like a one-off thing.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't wear the mask.
But that was like, yeah.
And then, like, they have a Carl analog in Doppy, but... It's like, why, though? It's like, why have this character? It's too fucking, like, you know... Like, I would only accuse people, like, why you're just making this... Like, number one, that was, like, the main cause of people saying it's, like, it's trying to be Jimmy Neutron without being Jimmy Neutron just because Carl's in it. And I'm like... It's not that... It's like I said, there's just a lot of stuff. It's like I said, Sheen barely mentions Ultra Lord. It's always like, you know, it's always the most basic of shit. It's never like, you know, any sort of like funny concepts. Or any sort of like tech thing that becomes... It's like always the obvious, like, it's always like the obvious joke, like, oh, like they have to have a battle to the death. Oh, what do you want as your weapon? The tri-spear or the fluffy bunny? Tri-spear. It's a fork. And the fluffy bunny is like a flaming, like, blade, from what I remember.
Yeah.
And there was an episode where they fight like a fucking, unicorn. That's like, you know.
Yeah.
And then like the villain, Dorcas, is barely in the show. In favor of like, you know. It's like he's not even a fucking like, you know what I mean? He's just there.
Yeah.
They got like they got nothing. Like it's like, you know when stuff exists just to serve the plot, there's a problem. Like not even in like Jimmy's got like a new invention that he's trying to test out, and that's like the whole plot of the episode. It's just like, okay, so it's like what do you do for villains in a show where like there's a boy genius? I don't know. How about have like, you know, Finbar Calamitous, where like a guy who can't finish all of his things, but he too is a boy genius and part of Miss Fowle's class and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Then like, all right, who else do we have? We got the Junk Man. There's the Junk Man. There's, oh shit, I'm trying to think of more villains. Grandma Taters. And then she turned out to be an alien.
Yeah.
From a race of like alien grandma looking like well, that was their disguises.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it was the Junkmen, the space bikers, you know, I mean, it was mostly aliens, the villains and stuff like that. The evil clone Jimmy. Who was like the only clone that got away too.
Yeah.
And that episode was like fucked. He killed the clones.
Yeah.
It's like, that don't happen in Planet Sheen. Like, not that every show needs to have like dark aspects and shit, but like, it's like things only happen to serve the plot. It's literally just, you know. That's it. That's the show. That's Planet Sheen. You're not getting. You're getting not Jimmy Neutron. That's like the literal basics of it. How I honestly would have done Planet Sheen, right?
Yeah.
You know, do you remember that backdoor pilot for like the fucking for like that failed attempt at a Crash Nebula TV show?
Yeah, I remember that.
I literally would have done it like that, where, you know, like Sheen finally gets his chance to, you know, he gets a chance to be like a superhero in space and shit like that, like Ultralord. And due to his incompetence, but his love of Ultralord, he can't, you know, he doesn't solve problems like Ultralord, but, you know, he finds a way using, like, his eccentricities and his, like, you know, character charm to pull off being the hero.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Hey,
wait.
Rescue, how you doing?
Hey, Rescue, how's it going? We're just talking about some Jimmy Neutron and stuff. Having a good old time trying to get through this. Also, you're right. This is the first time you've ever chatted since you followed. Was it chill now after that? Alright, come on. Dance. Hey, there we go!
Hey.
Oh, look at her dance. Look at Milla's little dance.
Gentlemen, behold!
Behold the cuteness that is Milla Bassett's little dance. But you know, like, I would totally... doing okay for the most part. Nasal congestion, I gotta go to my shitty job tomorrow, the work, really. But I can't, you know, I can't complain now. I got all, like, I got all of my annoyance out of my system. I just felt like talking about cartoons. But yeah, I would totally do Planet Sheen like that. And then, for supporting characters, right?
Yeah.
For supporting characters, the villain would be, like, King Oobla. The Yokians, because they're, like, the most militarized alien force I can think of in the Jimmy Neutron universe, right? You know what? You know what? If this is Planet Sheen, you know who we're bringing back for this too?
Who?
Libby.
Huh.
And then, you know, she, you know...
Yes, we've actually streamed the Spark games and whatnot.
Yep, and I'm waiting for Spark 3, and I'm very excited. I still can't believe how much, like, Spark the Electric Jester 2 turned into fucking Metal Gear Rising Revengeance from, like, a Sonic-ish game that has, like, a lot of Kirby elements in it, too. Like, with the cyborgs and all that crazy shit. The cyborgs, the robots. But yeah, like... And the reason why we have, like, you know, Libby is because, like, you know, in the space opera type show, you know, there's always, like, the... Freedom Planet 2 is coming out, too, this year, and I'm excited. Are you talking about the demo? I never played the demo yet. I'm waiting for the full game to release. Oh shit. Oh. 1, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1. Oh. I think that's at the thing. 1, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1. That's at the. Hold on, wait. Did that do anything?
Try it again.
Hold on, let me try that. 1, 3. Wait. Maybe it's like this. 1, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1. That is so weird. How do you do that? But yeah, no, like, the reason why we have Blippi is because, you know, the Star Fox example with Crystal and Fox, you know what I mean? And then, so, you know, that he has a character that he can relate to bounce off of, right?
Yeah.
Then, from there, you do, like, whatchamacallit? We're gonna throw like Jimmy out of the plot, right? And if the show is successful, that's how they get back to, like, you know, Retro Land in the end. You know what I mean? Jimmy's like,
yeah, Retroville and whatnot.
Yeah. Freedom Planet. But yeah, no, like that's what I'm excited for. You know what I mean? That's how it did. That's how I'd basically do Planet Sheen. Have the Yokians so that there's more consistency between Jimmy Neutron and, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then halfway through the series, like, Jimmy manages to get Carl to wherever Sheen is, right? And then boom, and then we'll have like a, you know, then we'll have like other alien cast and whatnot. From whatever protectorate sort of thing. But yeah, other than that, like I said, like, really, that's the whole sort of story, long and short of it. Also, unfortunately, I can't think of a way for Hugh and Neutron to be a part of it. And I don't, because look. You can't have a character just be Hugh Neutron in name only, too. You gotta have all of, like, the makes and models of it. But yeah, are there any shows that you'd, like, is there any show that you've seen, like, if you could rewrite it, what would you do?
To be quite honest with you.
Were any spin-offs of shows that are nothing that, like, you know, they're trying to say that they're like a, you know, they're trying to bank off the original, but they're almost nothing like it? Oh, right! Except fucking, right. And then we have the shield, so that makes this broken for the most part. Boy, don't fucking murder me. That's cool that, this is cool that fucking, like... I like this. Yeah, I never made it this far as Milla before.
I've got you now.
This ain't wrong, this is just like, you know, weird. You don't. You don't, Serpentine!
Those who cross Brevin will die.
I can just cheese this now. Those who cross Brevin must die.
What the?
That was horrifying!
Yeah.
Like, that... She got fucking obliterated, dude! Okay, you gotta be careful.
Say goodbye, Furball!
You gotta be careful. Ooh. Ooh. It's easy to, like, it's easy to cheese. Ooh!
Now.
Ooh, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die.
Those who cross Brevin will die!
Ooh. Woo! Ooh. This is tricky.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of health, but fuck. Like, we can't, like, we can own him. The thing is that, like, we gotta use our barriers to protect ourselves. I guess moments like that, I'm gonna just throw like the blocks at him. Okay, the weird part is when I'm trying to strategize and block his attacks, I'm doing worse than just like running in and throwing fucking bricks at him.
Now.
Stand on your hind legs. Do it.
Those who cross Brevin will die.
Damn it.
Oh shit.
It's like you got a choice: either block the falling lasers or block like the gun. Like I feel like I'm overthinking it and underthinking it at the same time is the weird part.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just gotta do what I can, really. Okay, hold on. Ooh, he almost got me there.
Say goodbye, Furball.
Alright, I think I got him now. Basically, I gotta trick him into shooting somewhere else. Boy, that was close. You tend to forget because he literally aims at like whoever he's attacking. But you're always on the ground in the other two fights. It's different now because you're in the air. I feel like Battle Glacier might be like the breaking point. Only because of the tank segment later. Hey, I did it! I got the Disco Fever achievement. And I didn't beat the boss, but the CPU finished the boss.
Wow, we're really strong as a team.
Not so fast, Commander. If you're searching for the stone, you might want to look up. Enjoy your victory!
Stop! We gotta go after them.
Those airships would ghost us from a mile away. Remember what happened to me in the valley?
There has to be a way. What about Mayor Zhao?
It's gone! My one chance for re-election is gone! You! Over there!
He's royalty. You have to bow. Oh.
Very good. Rise. Were you the ones who disposed of this wretched mechanical beast?
You bet we are.
Glorious! As a token of my appreciation, I offer each of you free reign over Zhao's shopping paradise. With this coupon, for 5% off selected brands. Aw, what the heck. Why don't I just invite you over to dinner? My treat.
You mean a royal feast? I am pretty hungry.
What about the stone?
That scoundrel prince took it from me. I won't even be able to chase him until my ships are repaired.
Well, Mayor Zhao, we would be honored to be your guest this evening.
Follow me, then. I shall drown your sorrows in delicious chow mein. Don't worry about taking turns. I'm sure you must be hungry. So have at it!
Sushi! I love sushi! Me too!
So, what's that giant head on the wall over there?
That's the pride of my collection. An ancient statue modeled after the dragons of the before time.
What's special about them compared to, you know, someone like Lilac?
What's special? Ha! Did you come from another planet or something?
Sorry.
Long ago, a magnificent creature soared across Avalis in a ball of fire. When it landed, our ancestors were so captivated by its power and beauty that they built 3 kingdoms in its honor.
Shangmu, Shangtu, and Shuigang?
Bingo! And when the cities were built, the dragon transformed into the legendary Kingdom Stone we know and love today. The same stone that was heartlessly yanked away from me.
You took it first.
Carol, manners.
Sorry.
Why did you take it? Why now?
Shangmu is on the brink of an energy crisis. With the stone in our hands, we could have solved it overnight.
Well, that worked out well.
I don't think this energy crisis of yours is an accident. I think it's deliberate, and I think we know who is responsible.
Don't bore me with your lectures. I've heard them 1,000 times from 1,000 self-righteous warriors. Unless you have something useful to say, the only thing that matters to me is how quickly I can cast you aside. I really have a lot of work to do.
You'll fail. Men like you always fail.
Interesting theory.
Hello, sir. Have you beheaded the intruders yet?
What is it?
There's an incoming transmission from General Serpentine.
The full moon is out. Not a cloud in the sky.
Don't relax just yet. Upload the scans and get back here immediately.
Of course, my lord.
Contact the crash site and tell them to refit our warp drive. I want the artifact to fit like a glove.
As you wish, sir.
We're getting off this rock.
An alliance with Shang Tu. What a lovely idea. Oh, hey, Magister. Sorry about ambushing your soldiers and desecrating your temple. Let's go frolicking in the woods together with our makeup and pretty dresses.
Your Excellency, we're a neutral party. Send us to speak on your behalf.
If he won't listen to the greatest ruler in all of Avalis, why would he listen to a bunch of kids?
Can we try? Pretty please.
Just imagine how much people are going to love you for reuniting the three kingdoms against a common enemy. You'll be a hero.
Me? A war hero? Now that you mention it, I could use a few extra hands.
So you'll help us then?
What the heck? It's worth a shot.
Yay!
To the airship!
Nice. We get to ride in that? Oh my gosh, yes.
But of course, it's equipped with everything you'll need for your trip, including your luxurious living quarters. Good luck, my friends!
Thank you! How's it going? I'm making a wish. Oh, what kind of wish? Well, I really want to see my mommy and daddy again. Sounds like a good thing to wish for. We're gonna be going inside soon. You wanna come? Okay. What's going on?
Shoot! We've got to disable those ships or we're toast!
Zig.
Yeah?
Oh, she gets concerned and blushes when she's, like, not ready. Zig, I don't want to alarm you, but guess what?
What?
King of the Hill's coming back.
Oh, nice.
I'm fucking like, what?
Yeah.
You know, it's a, like, I don't know what to feel about this. I'm excited because I feel like I feel like we need King of the Hill now more than ever, believe it or not. Especially because of all the crazy shit that's been going on.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe on that note, I think I might bring to an end for tonight.
Alright.
Yeah, cause like, I'm just generally excited for fucking King of the Hill. Like, holy shit! Like, I just got the notification for a video about it right now, and I want to watch it. And I'm like, ooh. Yeah. No, like we got a whole nother thing going. We had good combos. Like, you know what I mean? We're all good for tonight. Hopefully everybody had a good time. Despite all of like my issues when it came to like things from before and whatnot. But yeah, so yeah. We learn anything tonight, Zig?
Let's see, what have we learned tonight? I've learned Sheen wasn't really Sheen and Planet Sheen.
Yeah.
And, Hugh Neutron is immortal.
Hugh Neutron is a god.
And that,
He fully represents the duality of man. Ducks.
Yeah.
Of ducks and men.
Mm-hmm. And, what else? Basically just, fucking... What am I trying to say?
I play video games.
Basically, yeah, that's just basically...
We talk about video games a lot, and like, potential game designs and shit. And how the industry works, and how people react to said industry.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're always like doing like these weird introspections like nowadays. And honestly, I'm glad we talk about this stuff because I feel like nobody likes to talk about it because it's easier to just go like, it's easier to just have the simple like, you know, get angry at like, you know, thingy over like, and this goes for a lot of fucking streamers, by the way. Like people don't think. People don't think. They act. And acting sometimes, thinking before acting is good in a lot of occasions.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, as always, be yourselves and remember, mega lega hi, mega huddy ho, mo mega chai, mega mo mega hey, pickle barrel kumquat chimichurri changa, and that's the secret word of the day. Alright, guys, catch you all later. Marek out. See you guys.
Good night, everybody.